campers, it's Mary and Jeff. We're just coming home from another camping experience and had a wonderful time. I am a part of a couple of groups on Facebook that are for our baby Sasha right there. So we are dog owners. That's Miss Samantha. It was her birthday this past weekend. So we camp with dogs, and there's a lot of things to consider when you camp with dogs. So one of the big things that I would say is always when you're booking a campground, make sure that you ask ahead of time what their policies are of dogs and what they need. Some campgrounds that we've gone to require different things. Some have different policies. Some you can only have certain dogs. One campground we went to, you can only rent certain sites with dogs because they have dog areas. So a few things to keep in mind is always keep your vet records. I take a picture of it with my phone, and then I keep a copy of them in our camper attached to our refrigerator, so that if there's anything, God forbid, happens, we have everything there. It's got our vet number and information all written on there for both of our dogs. Some other things to keep in mind is we have a dog box that we keep right in our camper. That dog box has treats, and it has doggy poop bags, and it has toys, and it has all kinds of things that will keep the dog comfortable. It's basically like packing a diaper bag for a baby. Same concept with a dog. We also make sure that we have leashes that we keep in our vehicle at all times in case there's an emergency. We keep a backup collar. God forbid a collar breaks and then you're at camp and your dog is running loose. We also keep multiple kinds of leads. So we have a retractable leash that we walk our dogs with. Then we also have a metal lead that we use with a rubberized outside that we're able to keep right in the camper. So it's right there when we get to camp. We hook it around a tree or hook it around a post or a picnic table. So that's there for them. Then we also have, Sasha has a 30-foot lead that has a nice carabiner at the end, so that we literally just hook it to the door or hook it to something nearby. Because she's a smaller dog, we're able to use that soft one that isn't as sturdy. If you have bigger dogs, make sure that you have a really good lead. I can't tell you how many times we've gone camping and people haven't had good leads, and the dog breaks loose, comes after your dog, and you just don't want that. You don't want to be that person. You don't want, God forbid, your dog to have an incident with another dog, because dogs are protective. They protect their areas. And when you're camping, it's no different. The other thing to make sure is that you have plenty of food and water bowls. So we keep a tote. We actually use an old kitty litter tote to keep the food in our camper, so that every couple weeks we're just refilling that up when we run low. We also keep the bowls and the dishes right in that, so that, you know, the plastic container really keeps it safe. It keeps it fresh, keeps any animals or bugs out of it. And we always have extra with us. So always make sure you have extra, because God forbid something happens, you get stuck, you have some necessity. It's good to have that extra food. And again, keep those bowls right with it, so that literally every weekend you can just wash those bowls up and re-put it in there. For water, we have a big pot that we use. We keep it full. What was that?
Stainless steel pot.
It's a nice stainless steel, exactly. We have a stainless steel pot. It's nice and big because we have a bigger dog and we have our little girl. But we keep that stainless steel pot. We just keep it in the camper. Real easy to use. We fill it up as soon as we get there, and we move it in and out of the camper as our dogs are, depending if they're going in the camper because we're going somewhere, or if they're hanging out at camp with us. So that's something else. So make sure that you always have fresh water. If you're uncertain of where you're camping, that there is enough water, we always keep a couple of gallon jugs of fresh water. So whether we need it for us or our girls need it for fresh water for them, we make sure that they have really clean fresh water. Other things to keep in mind is there's actually a couple of great lines of flea and tick bug spray. Make sure that you're finding, when you're doing any kind of insect repellent for dogs, make sure you find ones that are good for animals. Really check the label, check with your vet if you have any questions. But there's specially ones that are made that are organic, that are made for dogs. Because there's certain things in the human bug sprays that are lethal for dogs. So be very cautious of that, and always keep that, again, we keep that in our dog box. We actually have a green bottle for the dogs and a blue bottle for us. It's a local company, Pickles and Things. They make a really great product, and we keep it so that, you know, if we notice we're in a place that has a lot of horse flies, a lot of mosquitoes, we make sure we just do a good spraying on our pets. Also have a really good place for them to sleep. Especially if it's their first time camping, it's nice to have something from home that'll keep them comfortable. So we have a couple of doggy blankets that we keep right in our camper. We'll take them out every couple of weeks and put them through the wash. But our dogs know they're their blankets, and we keep that for them. So leashes, food, treats, have treats, because again, sometimes your dogs can get stressed if they're camping and they're not used to it. It's good to have some treats to kind of keep them happy and keep them satisfied and coming back and treat them. Also, make sure that you're, if you leave your camper, there's a couple of tricks that we do with our dogs. We'll actually turn the radio up inside of our camper to give them some noise, and it blocks out when people walk by so that your dog's not barking and going crazy while you're gone out of your camper. We make sure that there's fans, and we keep either the air conditioner on, or we make sure that it's in a cool spot, so we make sure the inside of the camper's not gonna get hot. So keep that in mind. Again, between the fan and the music, it keeps it so that your pets won't be hearing things and barking, because nobody wants to walk by your camper and hear your dog barking. People are going to call. It's just not good. It makes you look like a bad dog parent. So keep that in mind as well. So food, comfort, treats, bug spray. Also, make sure that your pets are up to date on all of their vaccinations. If you go camping a lot like we do, we talk to our vet about that, and we make sure that they have some vaccines for sitting water and things like that. There's actually a vaccine that our girls get that if they do drink any of that water while we're out walking, they're not going to get sick or get any bacteria that way. Also, make sure that they're on a good flea and tick medicine, because again, you're out in the woods, you're out walking around. You want to make sure they're not going to get any tick-borne illnesses, because that's just horrible for a pet to endure. So kind of keep those in mind. If you have any suggestions or any input, we're always open to that. Those are some of the things that we've learned over our years with our pets. You know, keeping the leads, keeping the extra leashes, keep all your vet information, food, treats, and just keep them comfortable, because camping is so much fun anyway, but when we are able to take our furry friends with us, it just makes it even better. So again, this is Mary Camping. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you camping. Make sure to subscribe, hit the little bell, and keep following us for more tips and information. Take care.